The silence in our home wasn't just an absence of sound. It was a deafening roar, a constant chilling echo of the moment Robert was ripped away from us. A sudden stroke, the doctors had said, their voices softened with a practiced, sterile sympathy. I called it the day the world stopped spinning. Could a heart truly keep beating when its other half was gone? And how do you even begin to fill a void that felt as vast and as cold as the night sky itself? What unspeakable loss have you endured, and how did you find the first glimmer of light in that oppressive darkness? Share your stories with us in the comments below. Your experience, your strength, could be the lifeline someone else desperately needs. And please, if you believe in the enduring power of family to heal the deepest wounds, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Your support means the world. My husband Robert wasn't just the man I loved. He was the master architect of our shared existence, the steady hand that held our family, my entire world together. His death, a full year ago now, didn't just leave an empty space beside me. It felt as though the very foundation of our lives had fractured. He was my partner in every sense, and then he was simply gone. Into this chasm of grief stepped my son, Daniel. In ways I hadn't anticipated, he rose to the occasion. At 25, he possessed a maturity that belied his years, a quiet resilience that became my unexpected anchor. Though his own heart was heavy with the loss of his father, he prioritized my well-being, ensuring I never had to navigate the treacherous waters of my grief entirely alone. Daniel had always been a kind soul, but in the desolate landscape of loss, his devotion intensified. He became my lifeline. This particular morning, the kitchen was filled with soft, golden light. I was listlessly stirring my coffee when Daniel walked in, something hidden behind his back. A wide smile stretched across his face. "Good morning, Mom," he said, leaning in to press a soft kiss to my cheek. "I have a little something for you." An inquisitive eyebrow raised. "A surprise, Daniel?" His smile widened, excitement dancing in his eyes, his father's eyes. "Just go outside. You have to see this." He gently urged me forward, his enthusiasm infectious. Intrigued, I allowed him to guide me to the driveway. The early morning sun glinted off the sleek silver curves of a car I recognized instantly. My breath hitched. It was a convertible, a classic I'd admired for years but never dreamed of owning. In the gentle morning light, it shimmered, looking too perfect to be real. "That convertible!" I gasped, my hand flying to my mouth. "Daniel, it's the one." He was beaming. "Do you like it, Mom?" he asked eagerly. "It's yours." "Mine?" The word was a choked whisper. "It's exquisite, Daniel, but how? Why?" His gaze softened. "Consider it a thank you, Mom. For everything, for holding us together. You deserve this. You deserve something that makes you feel alive." He hesitated, then added, his voice lower. "I know you've been so unhappy. I just thought maybe this could bring a little bit of sunshine back." Tears welled. "Daniel, I don't know what to say." "This is too much." His response was firm, his hand gently taking mine. "No, Mom, it's not. You've spent your life thinking about everyone else. It's time you did something for yourself." His words struck a deep chord. I wrapped my arms around him in a tight hug. "Thank you," I whispered, my voice trembling. That evening, we took the car out, top down. The wind whipped through our hair. As we cruised along familiar roads, a strange lightness began to fill my heart. We laughed. The sky at sunset was a breathtaking masterpiece. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, the heavy cloak of grief felt a little less suffocating. It wasn't just a car. It was a key, a reminder of the vibrant world still waiting. He had nudged me back towards life. Because of his unwavering love, things that had seemed impossible suddenly felt within reach. As we pulled back into the driveway, Daniel turned to me, his expression serious. "Mom," he began quietly, "I know this can't bring Dad back, but I need you to know you're not alone. I'll always be here for you." I didn't doubt him. It was in his unwavering presence that I found the courage to begin moving forward, carrying Robert's memory not as an anchor, but as a beacon. As weeks turned into a soft rhythm, Daniel continued to reveal depths of empathy I hadn't fully appreciated. His support wasn't confined to grand gestures, it was woven into our everyday lives, small, consistent acts of kindness. One morning, I stumbled into the kitchen, sleepy and bracing for sadness. Daniel was already there, an apron tied around his waist, the aroma of pancakes filling the air. He winked, then slid a plate piled high with fluffy pancakes in front of me. "Thought you could use a break from cooking," he announced. A soft laugh escaped me. "You're spoiling me, Daniel." "You deserve to be spoiled, Mom," he replied gently. "For once, let me take care of you." And it wasn't just breakfast. He anticipated my needs, conjuring small moments of brightness. When sorting through the attic, filled with Robert's belongings, became too overwhelming, Daniel undertook the task himself, quietly and respectfully. One rainy afternoon, I found him arranging stargazer lilies in the living room. "Lilies?" I asked. "What's the occasion?" He looked up, a small smile gracing his lips. "No occasion. I know you love them, and the house needed some color." "Dad used to say they always made you smile." His thoughtfulness, remembering such a detail, made my chest tighten. "You're something else, Daniel." "I try," he grinned, but it was more. If he saw me lost in thought, he'd bring fresh tea and sit in companionable silence. If a chore seemed too much, he'd quietly take over. "You don't have to do everything by yourself, Mom. I'm here." One evening, watching the sunset from the porch, Daniel turned to me. "You know, Mom, you're truly amazing." I smiled. "Where did that come from?" He shrugged. "It's just the truth. You've always been so strong, especially this past year. I don't know how you do it." His words pricked at a vulnerability. "I'm not as strong as you think," I confessed. "Some days, I feel like I can barely hold it together." Daniel reached out, his hand gently covering mine. "But you don't have to hold it all together by yourself, Mom," he said tenderly. "That's what family is for. Lean on me." His understanding moved me deeply. I squeezed his hand. He made me feel seen, understood. Have you ever had someone in your life who became your rock during a storm? Someone whose quiet strength helped you navigate the unthinkable? We'd love to hear about these incredible people. Share your appreciation in the comments, and let's celebrate the everyday heroes who help us heal. And if this story resonates, please consider liking this video and subscribing. As weeks turned into months, Daniel's support became my bedrock. He gently pushed me to re-engage with life. One Saturday, he announced he'd signed us up for a cooking class. "Just for fun, Mom," he'd said. Initially unsure, his enthusiasm won me over, and in that class, I laughed wholeheartedly for the first time in ages. Daniel was a hilariously inventive chef, rarely following recipes. When our soufflé collapsed, he feigned tragedy. "Well, Mom, we may not win awards, but we'll have a story." His lightheartedness was restorative. His compliments, always sincere, made me feel valued. One evening, readying for dinner with a friend, I wore a dress Robert had loved. Daniel stopped, eyes wide. "Wow, Mom, you look wonderful." A blush warmed my cheeks. "Oh, stop it. It's just an old dress." "No, really," he insisted. "You look beautiful." His words stayed with me, a small, warm ember of confidence. Knowing my fondness for wine tastings, he planned a surprise weekend trip to a vineyard. We strolled through vines, sampled blends, laughing at our clumsy attempts to describe flavors. "A distinct note of bewildered cherry," Daniel deadpanned, making me laugh. "You have a refined palate," I teased. "Perhaps I shouldn't quit my day job," he grinned. These shared moments were unexpectedly healing. Daniel's love was a reminder that life, even in grief, held beauty and meaning. Hope rekindled, a dawning realization that happiness was possible, cultivated by the love around me. One turbulent night, a fierce storm raged. I was in the kitchen when the lights flickered and died. "Daniel," I called. "I'm here, Mom." His voice, calm, drifted from the living room, an instant comfort. He appeared with a flashlight. "Looks like the storm knocked out the power," he said with amusement. I laughed softly. "Cozy. Good thing we have flashlights." Daniel smiled. "Makes me think of those winter outages when I was a kid, remember?" A nostalgic smile touched my lips. "How could I forget?" "You always begged me to play games." "Exactly," he exclaimed slyly. "So, why not now?" I raised an eyebrow. "Hide and seek," he declared, eyes sparkling. "Come on, Mom, it'll be fun," I laughed. "Hide and seek." "Daniel, we're not children." "Doesn't mean we can't act like it," he cajoled. "Unless you're afraid I'll find you too easily." That was the challenge. "All right, you're on," I conceded. "But don't think I'll make it easy." He chuckled and started counting down as I grabbed a flashlight and scurried into the shadowy hallway, heart thumping with ridiculous excitement. The storm intensified the shadows. I ducked behind the den couch, muffling my breathing. "Ready or not, here I come!" Daniel's voice boomed. I smiled at the silliness. It was freeing. I heard his slow steps. "You know, Mom," he called playfully, "if you wish to remain hidden, you'll need a more cunning strategy." I stifled a laugh. Just as I thought he was moving on, he spun, flashlight beam piercing the den. "Aha, found you," he declared, grinning. I burst out laughing. "Oh, you're too good." "Years of practice," he grinned. "Your turn." I searched for him, marveling at his agility. He was quick. I finally found him in the guest bedroom closet, hunched and grinning. "Gotcha," I gasped, breathless. "Okay, you win," he conceded, laughing. We collapsed onto the living room couch, laughter echoing, a warm sound chasing away shadows. The storm raged, but a palpable warmth enveloped us. It was as if we'd returned to a simpler time, our bond strengthened. "I'm glad we did this, Mom," he said, his expression soft. "It's nice to feel like ourselves again." "Me too, Daniel," I agreed. With the power still out, we lit candles, their glow casting the room in soft hues. We talked for hours, sharing stories. As I recounted one of his childhood misadventures, he listened, then said tenderly, "And you were always the most patient mom." I smiled. When you love someone, patience is easy. The words hung gently. Daniel reached out, brushing hair from my forehead. His touch lingered. "Mom," he said quietly, his gaze warm, "you're pretty great." "I hope you know that." A faint warmth spread across my cheeks. "Thank you, Daniel. That means so much." As night deepened, the storm subsided to a gentle patter. I felt a peace that had long eluded me. Daniel's steady care was a reminder that even in darkness, light remained. That night, I reflected on how close we'd grown, not just mother and son, but two souls bound by an unbreakable connection, navigating life's challenges side by side. The storm passed. As we sat on the couch, candles flickering low, he reached for the remote. "Movie?" he suggested. "Something light, not scary." I laughed quietly. Agreed. "Romantic, perhaps?" His eyebrow arched. "Romantic?" "Mom, hinting at dating." I swatted his arm playfully. "Don't look so scandalized. I enjoy a good love story." He selected a classic I'd always loved. As it began, a pleasant quietude filled the room. Daniel unconsciously shifted closer. It felt natural, comforting. During an emotional scene, his arm came around my shoulders. "Is this okay?" he whispered, his breath warm. My heartbeat quickened for a second. It was just Daniel, offering comfort. "Of course, sweetheart," I replied softly. "It's nice." His embrace was strong, gentle, protective. It reminded me of when he was a boy seeking comfort. But this felt different. There was a maturity in his touch, a quiet strength. Something about the way his fingers rested lightly on my arm resonated profoundly. "You know," Daniel said suddenly, gaze shifting from screen to me, "she, the main character, reminds me of you." "Me?" I blinked. "How so?" "She's strong," he stated simply. "Resilient, keeps going. And she loves fiercely, never gives up on people." His words were a warm blanket. "That's a generous compliment, Daniel. I'm not always sure I'm that strong." "You are, Mom," he insisted gently. "After everything, you're still here, still fighting, still loving." "That's strong." He leaned in and pressed a soft, lingering kiss to my cheek. It was kind, tender, yet sent an unexpected wave of warmth through me. I looked at him, startled, but his expression was calm, sincere. "Daniel, I began, unsure. He understood. "You don't have to say anything, Mom," he said softly, his hand finding mine, thumb tracing soothing circles. "I just care about you so much. You've always been there for me." Now it's my turn. Unable to find words, I leaned into his embrace, resting my head on his shoulder. The movie faded. I focused on his steady breathing, the comfort of his presence. Grounded, safe. As end credits rolled, Daniel shifted. "Thank you for tonight, Mom. I don't remember the last time I felt this peaceful." "Neither do I, Daniel. You've helped me more than you know." A gentle smile. "Just be happy, Mom. That's all I want." The rain had stopped. The air between us felt charged with a profound, unspoken understanding. "Mom," he said, voice thick with emotion, "you're my everything, my anchor. Without you, I'd be lost." Tears filled my eyes. I cupped his cheek. "Oh, Daniel," I whispered, voice trembling. "I am so lucky to have you." "You are my everything too, my light." The weight of the moment was immense. His steady, loving gaze, his soft touch, conveyed a universe of meaning, a peace I hadn't dared hope for. It felt like more than a conventional mother-son bond. It was a sacred pact between two souls, weathered by storms, bound by a love that promised to heal. We remained on the couch, wrapped in each other's arms as candles flickered out. In that quiet, pre-dawn darkness, I knew I'd carry the memory of that night, of my son's extraordinary love, always. A timeless reminder that even in devastating loss, love, in its purest form, has an incredible power to heal, to restore, to bring us gently back to life. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but with Daniel by my side, I wouldn't walk it alone, and that made all the difference. This story is a testament to the incredible bonds that can form and strengthen in the face of adversity. What are your thoughts on Eleanor and Daniel's journey? Do you believe that love and family can truly conquer even the deepest sorrow? Let us know your feelings and experiences in the comments below. We read every single one. Thank you for joining us for this story. If it touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and consider subscribing for more narratives about the human experience. Your support helps us continue to bring these stories to light. Until next time, take care of yourselves and cherish the loved ones in your life.